chasing ecstasy, playing cards bold. In the trap house, story yet untold. Tension pause, bound but uncontrolled. On the edge, leaning heat, rising can't deny. Heart racing, almost tasting, but we never fly. Holding back, building stacks, reaching for the sky. Living for the climax, trap house, do or die. Final stretch, tempers flare, but we hold. Chasing ecstasy, playing cards bold. In the trap house, story yet untold. Engine pause, bound but uncontrolled. Pushing on the lows, not males, but limits. Know the gamble, stack of chips on the edge. Heart steady, never ramble. About to flip this tight rope. Walking in my gamble, no climax till the end. Hold tight, no scramble. On the edge, leaning heat, rising can't deny. Heart racing, almost tasting, but we never fly. Holding back, building stacks, reaching for the sky. Living for the climax, trap house, do or die. Hold it close, tension thick, finger on the trigger. Dance on razor's edge, vibe get. Step into the ring, it's Monday Night Fire. My rhymes burn hotter than a funeral pyre. I'm the heavyweight champ, you can call me sire. Reviewing raw like a southern rap messiah. Crossing over lines like I'm Stone Cold Steve Austin. Flipping opponents like I'm Randy Orton. Dirty South flow, my words they be caustic. Every verse I drop got them head nodding. Spit lyrical punches like a ruthless fighter. Got the crowd hype, I'm the crowd igniter. Breaking down the raw matches, no denier. Dirty style rap, I'm the Monday night supplier.
Window lickers, grun's friends, my friends, welcome back. It is I, Joshua Joseph, the voice, here for another Monday night Raw review, and I'm so glad you're here. I'm so glad my buddy's here. You know him. You've always been around. If you've been here, you know him. You know he is the Grunmeister. What is up, Grunmeister? How are you doing?
What's up, man? I'm good. I mean, we got Memorial Day weekend coming up. You know what that means? A 4-day weekend. 4 days.
4 horsemen.
4 horsemen, yo.
Well, I was trying to,
one of the top factions in pro wrestling history.
One of my favorites.
I mean, they gotta be because look at everything that they have they accomplished. And they were trailblazers in their time. They were pioneers. They were inspirations in their time.
Dude, you are speaking facts right up my alley. I love the 4 horsemen. I could talk about them all day, but Grun, you know what we're here for. We're here for Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, we are.
Raw.
Yeah, we are.
You know, Grun, sometimes in this business we find guys who we kind of latch onto. We kind of see as larger than life attractions, phenoms. We've seen a lot of great guys come through those ropes and walk through those backstages. And today we found out, I found out like 15 minutes after I got out of work that Psycho Sid Vicious is no longer with us. He has gone on to the great ring in the sky. He is going to meet some amazing dudes. Just imagine what Sid and Bray could have done. Oh my God. That would have been epic in their prime, man. That would have been something to see. But I bring that up because you know me, and I just I made something in memory of Sid because I appreciated what he did for us. I appreciated just everything that he was about. The dude was he was on a different level, you know. He was a monster. He was He was a giant. He was somebody that was definitely a force to be reckoned with. So if you can indulge us fans for this is a brief 2-minute video, um, we would appreciate it. Take 2 minutes out of your day to appreciate one of the greats that is no longer with us.
Introducing the challenger from West Memphis, Arkansas, weighing 315 pounds, Sideshow Sid.
He was huge. Look at those power bombs.
Yeah, those are wicked.
Yeah. So there we go. That was our little tribute to Psycho Sid Vicious, a great talent that was in the ring. He really made you believe he was Psycho. We got our friends and family here in the household chat. We got Annie O coming in. Hey there, window lickers. Hey Annie. Yes, exactly. Rest in peace, Sid. We got House jumping in here. The leader of our pact. Rest in peace, Sid Vicious. Yes, we completely agree with everybody's sentiments here. Like House was saying in the chat when we were talking about this, when I showed them that video, um, you know, uh, Sid was a huge part of WCW. He was a huge part of WWF back in the day, and he his in ring, at least with WCW, ended when he broke his leg doing one of his top rope jumps. Did you watch Sid Vicious when you were younger, or was he
No,
like kind of out of it
he
by the
was
time you?
he was out of it.
Yeah.
I had the probably I saw Hyde and Reich team up with Animal one time, and it was I guess it was around the same time Hawk had passed away himself.
Okay. Okay.
Where but no, I had heard his name mentioned. Um, Never really had a reason to look into it, but I mean, whenever you step foot into a wrestling ring, you are you are saying, I am willing to put my body on the line for the entertainment of these fans, of these people watching at home. I am willing to do everything I can to tell a story that will make someone hate me or love me or just enjoy the show.
Yeah.
So Sid Vicious, just while I may not have an opinion on whether he was great at it or not, the fact that he was willing to do that for years and do the performing and take all those health risks. He obviously
Yeah.
has earns a lot of respect, regardless of whatever was going on in the 80s and 90s. But no, rest in
Yeah,
peace.
very true.
But no,
Yeah.
yeah, rest in
We
peace.
just I kind of knew Grun he was out of your era.
Yeah,
Because we've talked many times about when you actually started watching wrestling and getting into it. Yeah, he was just it was something different. It was like actually seeing uh what could take down the Undertaker, what could take down a Nash, what could take down a Hall, a Razor Ramon at the time. Psycho Sid, just he had this presence about him that made you really think that he had a couple screws loose. And yes, exactly what you're talking about. What I was gonna say to you, Grun, he was in a match, and like you seen how big the dude is, okay?
yeah,
So he used to get up on the top rope and do a one-legged like big boot from the top rope. And he did it one time, and when he came down, his leg just snapped in half. It was on live TV, and we were all like, "Oh!" Like I remember my grandpa going, "God damn, that reminds me of Joe Theismann getting his leg broke," and I was just like,
oh,
"Holy shit!" But yeah, that was a graphic break, but yeah,
yeah,
yeah, it was ugly, so ugly. But yeah, that was our moment for Sid. Friday night, join me and House at ECW. There it's gonna be Sid Vicious related. Sid did have a small stint in ECW, and we're gonna acknowledge that it snapped on the just yeah, I believe so. I believe yes. I believe it was Big Papa Pump he was going up against. Uh Yeah, I can't tell you how that's
The-
fake, Andy, because I witnessed it snap in half
the-
and it was real.
these people outside were trying to figure out, like, oh, how do they do it? It's like, um, well, at the time, probably lots of steroids and lots of painkillers. Okay,
Well, yeah, yeah, that could have definitely been it, Grun.
and look, sure, I don't endorse the abuse of drugs or anything, but it's like sometimes like when your sport is that vicious and you haven't figured out how to do it safely yet. Look, I can't get shocked when these people who are doing all this crazy shit 5, 6, 7 nights a week get addicted to painkillers.
Yeah,
I can't be
especially
shocked by
yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah, it's a vicious circle.
Yeah.
But we're
It's better
here.
today. It's
Yeah,
in
it
a
is
better
way
place
better
today.
today. Way better today. So let's enjoy today what we got.
Hell yeah.
Well, Grun, before we kick into things, Adam Pierce had some things to say a little earlier. And while I'm working on getting this up, you know what makes me laugh about this whole Adam Pierce situation? Because we do have a lot
What's
of
that?
people who are out there um, saying that they're not enjoying what Pierce is bringing to the table. Which I can kind of understand that. I'm not hating that part.
Right.
But what I am talking about is more so towards the fact that um there for a while we wanted someone like Pierce, and now we got him, and now
Yeah.
people are like, he's just getting into things. So before we get your thoughts on that, Grun,
Mhm.
let's just play the clip. Let's get him going. I'm gonna add him to the stage here, and then let me hit play and we'll get it going.
Is away from Bastion, Berlin, and sold out tonight in Providence, Rhode Island for Monday Night Raw. Speaking of, we will kick off the Intercontinental Championship #1 Contenders Tournament tonight with 2 triple threat matches. You will see Miz versus Xavier Woods versus Pete Dunne, and
Ooh.
Kofi Kingston versus Karrion Kross versus Jey Uso. Plus, Judgment Day is here to talk about what happened last week. Bronson Reed will take on Braun Strowman, and in our main event, it will be Uncle Howdy in his first singles match back on Raw, taking on Chad Gable. All of that and so much more live tonight from Providence at 8/7 Central, only on USA. I promise you, all of that and so much more.
There we go. So we're getting so much more from Pierce. What do you think of the lineup he just introduced?
I think it's a great lineup.
Yeah.
You got you're setting up the challenger for Braun Breaker. You laid out a video package last week, making how Braun he's hungry. He just wants a challenger every week. He wants an opponent every week. But
Very true.
But it's like I think they're playing this really smart by slowing it down. It's like, nah, Braun, you gotta wait. You gotta wait to put the beat down on somebody. And I think that's just gonna make it Braun Breaker versus Braun Strowman. I think we're gonna see. I hope we see.
Yeah.
And I hope it's after they really build up Braun Strowman again because I think that could be an awesome match.
That's exactly where I was going to go with that. Like, so you're thinking more they need to build up on Strowman before they really get him into this Breaker beef. And
yeah.
And I think House is hitting it right here.
Oh yeah.
As long as they don't overexpose Breaker, and really I don't think they have been.
No,
like they've been playing him very well.
No, like people they keep reminding us like this is how fast he actually is. This is how dangerous he absolutely like they are like I know I was like, yo, come on, give him matches every week. Give him. It's like you guys say, hold on. They can do this like Goldberg, except faster because Braun Breaker can do it. And you know what? Like I love it. Did it take them a couple months to put the IC title on him? Sure. Was I upset about them taking so long? Sure. But you know what? I'm still a fan of Braun Breaker. I'm not enjoying his stuff. I think he's still going to be one of their biggest stars that's come out of NXT in a long time. Granted, not to throw shade at anyone else that's coming out of NXT recently. I just think Braun Breaker, his dad and uncle, like they were good, but somehow Braun Breaker is 1,000 times better than both of them combined.
Yeah, I completely agree with you on that one. And I like where you're at on this whole thinking. Let's chime in and see what House is saying. He wants matches because he's a badass, but management taking it slow because he's gonna be the main attraction sooner than later. That's very true. And very you actually just wrapped up what we're saying in a professional way, because that's how you are, House. But yes, I completely agree with both of what you're saying. And I'm here for it. Like I've said many times, the Bloodline storyline has taught me many things, and the one most important thing is sit back, enjoy the ride, because you're going to love it. I'm here to enjoy Breaker and all that he's bringing, and I'm here to enjoy what the Grunmeister's bringing. Grun, we're going to start it off with your subject because, well, I love you, you little blue-eyed villain. So let's give the people what we're talking about, Grun.
Yeah, so Ivy Nile had a match against Maxine Dupree, and absolutely 100% House. That is not even a debate.
Yeah.
So I picked this match because I was a week or two ago. I was listening to Chad Gable's interview with Chris Van Vliet, and Chris and Chad mentioned how he wishes that he got pops for doing simple moves like Maxine does, and the thing is, Maxine is someone who has no prior wrestling experience. Was a cheerleader, I think. And she's come in saying, I don't know how to do this, but I'm going to give you everything I can if you teach me how to do this and how to do this right. The match starts off, Ivy Nile turned her back on Maxine because it's Maxine Dupree. She's not a Braun Breaker yet. However, Maxine jumps right out the gate with a really nice drop kick, a shotgun drop kick, really nice, and then hits a fisherman's suplex, really gets a tight grip on Ivy Nile, hits it really like this match just shows Maxine is going to be a great wrestler, I think. I think it's like obviously, yeah, like the last time she had met, it was 4, 5, 6 months ago, maybe. But the fact that, or at least on TV, but the fact is, like, she is, and I agree with what Chad was saying, is that there's nothing more impressive than seeing someone who has no business getting in the ring and taking the time, doing everything that she has to do to get good at this and do the simple things correctly and do them in just perfectly.
Dude, I agree with you on this. And the chat agrees with you. Maxine's really stepping it up. We got Annie O jumping in saying Maxine really stepped up for me. I love her aggression. I wrote her off before this point. And House jumping in saying Maxine has really impressed me. She's slowly getting there.
Yeah,
And that's exactly what you're saying. And it is impressive when somebody, an outlier from what you groom people to do, you know, like, I mean, they have academies where they bring these people up. They
yeah,
have promotions that they're putting them on weekly, NXT, all that type of thing. So for her to be at this level right now is highly impressive for what we can expect from her. And here's another thing. I've been on record. I've said it multiple times. I don't get Ivy Nile. I am not understanding. I get that everybody's like, oh, she's the pit bull. She's a pit bull. Okay, yeah, that's cool, but like, you got to give me something more. I got to have something
yeah.
more out of you. And I feel that I'm getting that from her now.
Mhm.
Now that she's in this group, I feel that she's going to have the ability to bounce off of everybody in the group and make herself more of a feature, more of a factor for that faction. I kind of like it. I want to see more of this. I hope they keep the momentum going with these two.
Yeah.
And we got House jumping in saying it's like what me and Annie say about Liv on Wednesdays. When you don't expect greatness from someone, and they make more progress than you expect, it's noticeable and admirable. Very 100% on that one. We completely agree with that. And fans, if you're ready to know, I mean, you just stop in on a Wednesday and whatever me and Grun say here, you can fact check with House and O'Neill on the Raw deal, and you can get your facts right for about Raw, and you could be the most educated motherfucker in the household. You know, just plug into us. We're a weekly, like, there's weekly shows here. We got multiples of them. You could be the best in your house guest ever. Just pay attention, tune in, download, jump on this bandwagon, as House says. So are we in agreement in the household that we are liking these two? They have stepped up. They're actually doing what we wanted them to do a couple months ago.
Absolutely. 100%.
And you're down with this, huh, Grun?
Yeah,
Because
I am down with this.
you should be, because let's talk about what happened right after that little incident. And more nightmares for Chad Gable. Look at this one. So as we heard Adam say, Uncle Howdy's getting his first match. And we witnessed what he did to Chad Gable at the end of this match. And I know House said it on the Raw deal, but Uncle Howdy, could you show me which way's the weight room? Like, are you beefing out on us, dude? Like, this dude is getting, Bo Dallas is going up and he's just getting cut. And he's saying, hey, carve me out of marble because I want to look ripped when I get out there.
Yeah.
There is not one thing that Bo is doing wrong.
No.
With this Uncle Howdy character.
Not one thing. Not one thing.
You agree with me then?
Absolutely. The entire that entire segment where Wyatt Six interrupted the match, just visually it was stunning. It was awe-inspiring. It was captured you. It made you stop what you were doing, pay attention, and focus in on every little detail. And that is and that's not just because, oh well, it's Bo Dallas, of course he's doing it, like, right, like, no, this is so much more, because this is not Bo Dallas deciding what to do with this. Is Taylor. This is Taylor Rotunda, because he wants to do this in memory of his big brother, Wyndham. That's what he wants this to be special. He wants to finish his brother's story of the Wyatts. That is where this is coming from. This is coming from someone who, for years, wanted to work with his brother. For years, he picked his brother's mind. He spent years. They were a tag team before Bray was a Wyatt. Yeah, these guys were brothers, like how most brothers wish they were like. Yeah. They were conjoined at the hip. They were ready. And this, like the entire segment, it's perfect. Do I think that the masks are cool? Yes. But they've also now shown that Dexter, Joe, and Eric, they don't need the mask, because they're just in appearance, the way they look, the way their movements, the way Nikki Cross just slid back into the ring with that look. Like, you couldn't even see her face, but you could see, like, she's got this, you can imagine she's got this wicked big ass grin on her face underneath that mask. Does. Yeah. Like, it is just perfect. They pick people who, wrestling fans, if you're like me, you thought you got to do something special with these guys, because Dexter hasn't done anything in fucking months or years at this point. Yeah. Joe Gacy had a lot of great matches in NXT, but lost to Dijak before Dijak was drafted to Raw. And it's like, now you have put them in positions, told them this is your chance to really show those people out there that maybe you can't cut a promo, maybe you don't know how to talk, but God damn it, if we put you in this position, you are going to drag them in. You are going to make them believe in this faction.
Yeah, I fucking agree with you 100% on this. Your passion, your enthusiasm for this, and it's right. I mean, we got Annie jumping in, and I really liked what she said in this moment. It feels like the rite of passage being handed to the next person in line, and that's really what it felt like when we found out that Bray was doing everything in his power to get his brother in there, to get him in that moment. And now his brother is taking that and he is running with it. And I feel that Bray is smiling every Monday, every time that they go live. I just, you can feel it with them, that there's such a loving moment seeing them in there. And yes, exactly, House. Former IYH guest Dijak. Yep, that feud with him and Gacy was great. It was great. It was a great moment in wrestling history, and something that we can always go back and rewatch and things like that. And we got the Lou, captain of the Buddies, and we love Lou. Catch him on the last Sunday house party where we had the Lou as a special guest, and he completely tore up the scene. He was Lou, and we loved it, every bit of it. Lou, thank you again so much for being a part of our little crazy world that we like playing in, where we get the blue-eyed villain, we get him going with his crazy rants about what makes him happy, what makes him not, and I love it. It's something I wish I could highlight. If I could have a camera on you at all times, Grun, I would. Except, bathroom times, shower times. And,
yeah, please don't. Like not those times, please. We don't need to scar people for life.
We don't. Yes, and Lou has dubbed us the IYH bloodline. So you must acknowledge us. Just acknowledge us. It's okay. Or subscribe. That would even be cool. That would you being acknowledging us. That would be you putting the fingers up. Exactly. Subscribe to us. Jump on over. Get on this bandwagon, because we are moving mighty strong. And speaking of moving, Grunmeister, let's get into this little banger. Pete Dunn, is he back? After what we just witnessed on Monday night, and I got a nice little screen grab of exactly what we've seen him do. And
Yeah.
you know what? I hearken back to it. Go check out the Raw deal with House and O'Neil, because they broke this down quite well. Well enough that I was like, well, what the fuck's left to say on this one? But I do have some things to say. I really like this Pete Dunn. I think that we are actually going to get to see him on a full run, and something that I think like we talk about Gacy, like we talk about Dexter and all them, they got lost in the shuffle. Pete Dunn's not, he's not, that affects him too, because he's gotten lost in the shuffle. I mean, what the fuck? They gave him a dumbass name and they shipped it off, and now they're saying, oh, Sheamus made sure that was the name that they went with. You cannot convince me that Sheamus was back there was like, yeah, you should probably change your name, Pete. Change it for Pete Dunn. Change it. Shut up. You are not making me buy that, but I do like that it's an addition to the story.
Yeah.
So, Grun, here's my question to you. The old blue-eyed villain. You love a good villain here, and Pete Dunn is being one. Do you feel that he's back? Do you feel that he is going to make an impact?
So so my introduction to him, I think, was the same introduction to him that a lot of people had. The tournament to crown the first United Kingdom champion.
Yes.
And there was first round of the tournament ends. All the winners, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunn among them were standing there. Pete Dunn assaults, I think it is Tyler Bate that he assaulted. And while Triple H was not okay with that, I think Triple H was not okay with that, William Regal was. Because it's like you need to have that kind of killer instinct. So exactly. Pete Dunn made you understand right away. He's got a killer instinct. They called him the Bruiserweight. And like I'm thinking, watching all that, I'm like, oh, this guy, he might be the real deal. So, and everything I was hearing, everything I heard, I thought this guy's fucking good. Pete Dunn, yeah, he's a guy I can get behind. He's a guy I can get interested in. He might be small, kind of, but all the little things he does, the finger snaps, the body manipulation, just the torturing, the just being a bruiser and being the bruiserweight. So like it buys you in, like, oh, he could beat anybody. You put him in a ring with Braun Strowman, he'll probably find a way to beat him. And like no, Andy, I've never seen that either. And you know what?
Yeah,
it works because like that's actually really smart. That's really smart by Pete Dunne.
And it really, I mean, honestly, think about it. The impact of Pete kicking, and then what's right behind that? Nothing but steel. Yeah, nothing but an eyeball, steel, and pain. And let's give credit to Sheamus in this, because he sold that magnificently. Like I went back and I was like, did he fucking just break his fucking hand? And then Sheamus just went nuts. But then I was like, I don't know, if you broke your hand, is there a way that you're ripping that turnbuckle pad off with a broke hand? I don't know, but whatever he's doing, he sold it there. I absolutely love it. We got Lou chiming in. Pete Dunne is an amazing talent. I hope he gets a spot to show off. Me too. I love some Pete Dunne. House chiming in. Pete Dunne is proof that if WWE likes you, they will keep trying to make you work. Take notes, Ricochet. Shots fired by our chief, our tribal leader here on the In Your House podcast. He is known as Alicon, the Concept House. Join him. Go back, watch some old stuff, get caught up, become a house legend. That's what you need to do. You need to find all the information about him, and you'll be banging. And guess who we got? Bruzy, one of the newest fans of the In Your House podcast, and he is here to lick some windows. Be careful because we ain't cleaning them. And we also got Annie in here, always using a mouth guard too. No one else uses one. Makes my martial arts self happy. I agree with you. And on
Yeah,
the
it's a nice little
WWE
touch.
roster, he is the only one. AEW, Cesaro uses one.
Yeah,
So
it's a little thing, but you know what? It's a nice touch, and you don't need. I'm gonna call Cody out. You don't need this big ugly mask, which I'm glad that he does that shit once in a while. But
Yeah.
it's like sometimes you just need one tiny little thing, a simple
true.
mouth guard, and you know what? It makes you look tougher. And that's what this is. It's playing a part. It's playing a role. And Pete Dunn, Sheamus, these guys play their roles perfectly. And these are guys that can definitely get the work done. But now Roger is asking, are we going or saying that we're going to see Pete Dunn versus Break for the IC? That is
Roger coming in. What do you think? What do you think?
Oh, that is so on paper that sounds like a great match. In reality, I think I want to hold off on it. Like I can definitely see them doing that, but this is but at the same time, like they have to have a plan with Pete Dunne if they're gonna do this. Because I don't think that this is going to if you make that match now, I don't think Pete Dunne wins, which is why I'm like, you need to have a plan because you can't just have Pete Dunne show off this great, show that he can talk, show that he can cut promos, show that he can give you the mannerisms like Annie O'Neill's saying, that he can tell a story in the ring as well as the best, as well as Seth Rollins, as well as probably Cody Rhodes or Roman Reigns. Like this guy is so fucking good.
Yeah, I mean,
you gotta have a plan. If he's losing against Braun Breaker, you need to have a plan for him to keep him being interested by the fans.
Very true. Very true. I mean, he can't be one of these guys that are out there just going,
You know what I can do?
You can't just be a guy out there jumping around with a kid in a wheelchair. You being in full use of your legs and just being like, look what I can do. You can't do this. You can't do that. And that was a little shot at Ricochet. You know, you just can't be that guy, Ricochet. You got to put in the work. You got to do the things to make yourself a valuable asset that people want to see. Let's jump in here real quick. We got Annie. I like what she's saying here. I think it's too early for Pete and Breaker. Yeah, it'll kill. It could kill Pete's momentum. But
it could. They need to have a bulletproof plan.
If they have one of the best matches both guys have put out there, just hard knock, just giving it to the fans, just beating the hell out of each other, I think both could get momentum off of that even more so. Roger jumping in. I'm good with a slow burn. So are we, Roger. So are we. Let's just take a hand in the In Your House and let's be Pete Dunne edgers. Okay. Let's see what they're going to do with him. Let's get some exciting matches. Don't blow yet. No. And then come back and we'll be all gray. You liked it, Grun. You liked it. I made Grun laugh with my perverted joke. Yay. All right, Grun, let's go back into this. Fans, we love everything you're saying about this specific topic. Kevin Calloway jumping in. Agree with Annie. Braun versus Dunn is too early. I think Dunn either needs a nice win over Sheamus at this point or spin off into something else. I agree with what you're saying, and that's a first-time chatter. Kevin Calloway, thank you for joining us. This is what we do. This is In Your House. This is the window licking portion of In Your House where House himself said, voice, Go be yourself. Get yourself a tag partner. I did. I went out and got the blue-eyed villain, and now I sit up here every Monday night and just try to get him to break. Let's move on to this one. Do you hear him now? Let's talk some Bronson Reed and what he did to the Miz. What he's done to everybody out there that he's come across in path with. Like, Bronson Reed is an impact. Bronson Reed is going to be a champion soon. Bronson Reed is going to make everybody's insides liquefied, because that's what Bronson Reed does. What he's doing in the ring right now for me. And Grun, I'm going to give you the mic here in a second, but I'm loving it. I love the aggression. I love when he gets up there and he just continues. Boom, boom, boom. It's beautiful. I love his aggression. I love that he's taken his moment and he is making something with it. Grun, I see you. I don't know if that's a discontent. I don't know if you're waiting to yell at me. I know you haven't had any boozes and you're not playing Call of Duty, so you can't be yelling at me.
No.
Okay,
So
well, let's hear it, Grun.
I was just thinking, like, you're saying, like, we got chat talking about how Pete Dunne's going to be the one, or someone suggesting that it should be Pete Dunne wins this tournament. Braun Breaker or Bronson Reed has been being pushed in a very big way, possibly bigger than Pete Dunne. And you're thinking, like, if Bronson Reed loses or wins this tournament and is the one to face Braun Breaker, would it be that outrageous for Bronson Reed to win? Because now you might think that the momentum is being shut down on Braun Breaker. But what if this is just a challenge for Braun Breaker to find out, can he fail and then overcome that challenge and rise back to the top, rise back to the IC title? Could it be that this is just it? Like, this is a very sticky situation, because it definitely doesn't seem like if they are just pushing Bronson Reed just for him to be a victim to Braun Breaker, that's kind of insulting. Because now that kind of makes me think, okay, so that's why Odyssey Jones is back on TV, because he's going to be fodder to Braun Breaker. And that's why Braun Strowman's back on TV, because he's going to be fodder to Braun Breaker. You need to legitimize these big guys. You need to give them some big wins. Braun Breaker, I think the fans are too behind him for a loss here to hurt him. As long as you keep on pushing him, you keep on pushing the fact that he gets pissed when he loses, and that only fuels him more. You can start a back and forth feud between him and Bronson Reed, and it could be Brock Lesnar versus Big Show, like, sort of impact. Like, or you know what? I would say it would rival the best of 7 match series between Sheamus and Cesaro.
Jeez, Grun.
We're fucking insane.
Yeah, they were. That's why I'm saying, geez, you're trying to. I mean, that was almost greatness what those two men did. I mean, I like it. I like where you're going with this. I like where the chat is going with this. This is a conversation to be had, because what are we doing with Bronson Reed? Are we setting him up for legit Breaker to take him down? Like, that makes no sense.
No,
I need those bulls on the opposite ends of the pen just running through anything that's in the middle, and then that build. I need those two beasts to get at each other in a final a final battle that's an explosion that just leaves WWE wondering, should we put those guys that size together again? Like, that's what I want. I want all of that. But I'm going to agree with everybody on the fact that we don't need that right now. We will need it later. There is so many moving parts right now in the WWE and what we're doing with storylines and things like that, that this one, let's just let it marinate. Let's see where it goes. Let's see what happens when one of them crosses somebody that maybe is allied with the other, and see how the interaction goes there, like some things like that is drinking the prime. Yeah, Bruzy, we see you out there just poking fun over here at our grun. Drink what you want.
Yes.
You don't listen to Bruzy. He can't take your hydration away from you, buddy.
I get it. And here's what I'll say: like Logan Paul, he's made some poor decisions in the last 10 years. Okay. I just learned about his incident over in Japan and the full context of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, like, nah, dude, like, can't really defend you on this stuff. But at the same time, like, I think it's fair to also recognize that this is not someone who has a degree in business, who is one of the smartest men in the world. And it can be very easy nowadays to get involved with unsavory people, with more scummy and people that are more interested in scamming others than helping you build a company. So, look, Logan Paul, I think he's just someone who's made some poor decisions and is trying to do better. At the same time, I think he's entitled to his own opinions, and regardless of whether you agree or not. And then when you talk about him in the ring, you can hate him all you want, but the fact is, he's really good on the mic, and he's actually really good in the ring.
I can't disagree with you, but I can do this.
Look at me. I want you to fire me. You fucking Mark. Fire me.
Grun, I will defend a lot of things you say, and I agree with you, but I think we should just move past Logan Paul. Let's just get past him. He makes a drink. He does wrestling. Let's move on. I like what Roger's saying here. Reed should not be allowed to should be allowed in the tourney. He should be suspended for his actions. I like that. Because, Roger, what you're doing there is you're progressing the story, and you're also bringing this up, because if he does keep him suspended, then it does appear Adam does have some authority, and that's exactly what the In Your House crew has been talking about. I know Hype has said it. I know, I believe Annie has talked about it. We got Kevin jumping in here. It's trouble if Bronson is in the tourney. It kills the current story arc. You are 100% Kevin. We like it. You know what, Kevin? We do special things for new commenters in here who do really cool things. So here you go. You get the whoop.
Just you and me now. I'm gonna touch you. Alright, dude. What the flip?
So there you go, Kevin. That's what you got looking forward to you. If we ever meet in public, I'm going to touch you. So you just keep running away. It'll be perfectly fine. Grun has been there. He's fine. Look at him. He's glorious. Totally. He become the blue-eyed villain afterwards. So, just keep hanging out with us, Kevin, and you'll get friends with us, the In Your House friends. So, Grun, let's hit our last subject, because I know it's going to be a fun one. Here we go. Gunther and his old friend. Look what they did to our beautiful baby boy, Randy Orton. He's just laid out there. And honestly, these two put a whooping on Randy Orton in this little confrontation. But I always love when you talk Gunther. So I want to hear, Grun, finish our last subject out. I want to hear what you have to say exactly about this. We have 11 minutes exactly before Raw kicks off, and we're going to be sending you there. But let's hear what Grun has to say about Gunther and his friend.
So Gunther and his friend Ludwig Kaiser are back together. They were never really apart, but they were kind of separated a little bit just because they wanted Gunther to stand on his own. At the same time, Ludwig is he's Gunther's right hand man. He's not going to just abandon his right hand man, especially when his right hand man, he's not just going to abandon his friend when his friend is the WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And Ludwig Kaiser knows that as long as he's associated with Gunther, he might get better opportunities. Now, he may not get a chance at the World Heavyweight Championship anytime soon, but maybe he can get some wins in the name of Gunther. And Adam Pearce decides, you know what? Austrian accents are the ravens.
We can do it for you, Annie, if that's what you want. We can be Austrian. We know the things. Yes, go blue-eyed villain. Continue.
Yes, I will try to finish these in a German Austrian accent. It's very hard because I'm not very good at accents.
Yeah, nine.
and so Ludwig Kaiser has had a match with Randy Orton where Randy did pick up the win, but we had a very fun, very good matchup between Randy Orton and Ludwig Kaiser. But Randy Orton was still left laying, by the hands of Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser. Kaiser will be a world champion one day, I believe. Not now.
Nice.
Not yet. Not while he is associated with the ring general himself, Gunther. You can blame Samantha Irving for this because if she had never come up with the greatest way to introduce Gunther, I probably would not be doing this. So
shut up.
I had to hit you with the cam. You got too deep for me. I felt like I was boarding a plane and we were heading to Austria, and I was getting scared, Grun. So I had to cut you down. That was perfect though, Grun. Grun, you made Annie's day. You got everybody in the chat. Oh, here we go. You're getting yes, we got that. Yes, Cam Patterson is one of our favorite comedians out there. But Grun, in all seriousness, I see exactly what you're saying. And do you see this though, getting Kaiser his final match with Gunther with a world title on the line? Does this ultimately roll into that?
I don't think so. I think they haven't given enough evidence of them heading down that road. I think that road can come down maybe later down the line, but I think it's going to be either deeper into Gunther's world title reign, or it's going to be under completely different circumstances. Potentially, maybe in another King of the Ring tournament, except this time Gunther and Ludwig Kaiser have split as Imperium. They're both in the tournament, and it leads to them fighting, I guess, semifinals, maybe, where Gunther and Ludwig, they're still kind of friends, but Gunther says, well, Ludwig, come on. Like, I can be a 2-time King of the Ring. You're going to let me win, right? Maybe, and Ludwig says, well, no, that's not what we've ever been about. And maybe that's just a friendly jab, and Gunther says, that was the answer I was hoping for, or something.
Yeah.
But I can definitely see them putting these two in a match against each other at some point down the line. It's just a question of when and where.
Yeah, exactly. And I like what you were saying there, Kevin. I think that would be the best way to go about it, especially if you're going to give Kaiser this push, because I kind of see it. I kind of see that they see what they have with these guys, and Kaiser is nothing to slouch at. He's definitely a phenom in the ring, and even more, he's so young
Mm.
that we're going to witness his growth even more, because he's who he's learning under. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I love this feud. I love what's happening here. Grun, this was a fun episode. We had a
Yeah.
blast. We had our own boss jumping in saying we had an amazing show. I mean, he's proud of us. Grun, we did our job, man. So Grun, why don't you do your job and tell these people where they can find that blue-eyed villain that you are?
You can find me on Friday nights on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Grunmeister, where I give you my opinions on SmackDown, specifically on the previous episode of SmackDown, and I critique a little bit. Like, hey, you know what? I'm probably going to critique Blair Davenport some more this week on Friday Night SmackDown, especially on her finisher, which sucks. My shots were fired. Blair Davenport's finisher sucks. Okay.
Hey.
However, if you have someone like Braun Breaker or Jay Cargill do it, it would probably look a lot better. Blair doesn't have. Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I listened to your SmackDown in Grun's room, and when you were saying those points, man, boom, it was awesome. You definitely hit the points on that one. So go out there, catch Grun, do his Friday Night SmackDown, and there's an ECW watch along that happens before that. But I'll tell you all about that, because it is I, the voice, Joshua Joseph here. I am the king window licker. There's never been a window licker as good as me. I lick all the windows and I keep them clean, just like I hope you do out there. Household, Grun's friends, my friends, window lickers all alike. You can catch me here every Monday with the old blue-eyed villain himself, where we talk Raw. We do exactly what you just seen us do, and we do it very well because we love doing it, and we love you guys joining us. Come and join what we have to say. And then you can also hit up our friends on Wednesday in the Raw Deal with House and O'Neal, where they talk about what actually happened. See, we just guess on what's going to happen and what we want to talk about. They actually know, because they're in the future. Did you check that out? They're in the future. So get back to them, get Doc, get the DeLorean, get everything. Go and check out what they are all about, because it is a great show. You will have a fun time. And then on Friday, you can join me and House when we go extreme for an ECW watch along, where I take House back in time. Lately, we've been in 96. This week, I am going to just spill it. It is going to be a Sid Vicious moment for us here at in your house ECW watch along. So it's going to be focused mostly on Sid Vicious. He had a short run in ECW. We're going to highlight that and maybe hit up some more things about him. And then on Sunday, you can catch anybody who's available in the IYH network. And you can hit us up on the Sunday house party, where we go insane. We have a fun time. We all get together. We all make each other giggle. We get fans in here laughing away. We get them as guests. As I said, Lou was a guest on our last one, and he was there the whole 2 hours, and he did not falter. He was amazing. We loved having him. We cannot wait to get the Lou back. Fans, friends, we can't wait for next Monday when you join us and we get to talk a little more. We get to do exactly what we did tonight then. So join us. We absolutely love it. We got so much planned. We got so many things coming up, and we want you to all be a part of it. We want you to stay tuned. We want you to be in the moment with us, because, oh crap, Grun, let's end this on this. We got him. He's leaving.
Real quick. We got to talk about Pat McAfee is off from Raw and WWE for the foreseeable future, up until January, because he is doing the college football broadcasting on ESPN. And I saw this comment, and I think it's quite accurate. I think ESPN needs Pat McAfee more than Pat McAfee needs ESPN. And it's like, we as W fans, like, we're not seeing all of Pat McAfee, but we're seeing his personality. And Pat McAfee, he just has a great on-screen TV personality. He has a great presence and a great aura about him. He just makes you want to have fun.
100% true. Fans, friends, Grun's friends, my friends, Window Lickers household, thank you for joining us for another Raw. Pat McAfee, we'll see you back in January, and we will see you guys next Monday. Peace.
Your house, I did wood in your house. Hypocrisy's head in the clouds. Curating all kind of loud. That's in front of the crowds. Paragraphs holding it down. Anybody can get it. Come to us for your news and opinions. We got a voice, there is no choice. Music voice in your house, making wrestling noise. Moving fast, it's like cruiserweight action. In your house is a perfect distraction. Pop us in your ears when you in traction. Get this work with some wrestling action.